Today we're checking out the rough country off-road hard low profile tri-fold tonneau cover for the 2015 and newer Canyon with a 5-foot short bed. If you want your bed to look cleaner, stay more secure, and be easier to live with on a day-to-day basis, this is the kind of bed cover that's going to check a lot of boxes all at once, so it's definitely worth considering. This cover gives you a hard tri-fold design with a low profile look. So right away it helps the truck look more streamlined and more finished. It's also a really practical upgrade for everyday use because you can keep the bed covered and protected most of the time and then fold it up really easily when you need to haul any larger cargo. The hard panel design is a big plus for anybody carrying tools, gear, luggage, or work supplies because it adds better security than just a basic soft top, especially when you pair it with that locking mechanism to the tailgate. It is also weather resistant, which matters if you're using the truck for travel, work, or weekend projects, and you don't want the gear exposed every time the weather turns on you. Another nice feature is going to be that low profile design, helping with aerodynamics, which can cut down on wind disturbance and give the truck a smoother look going down the road, and another nice little benefit of maybe some added gas mileage. For a Canyon owner who wants secure storage, cleaner style, and a more useful bed setup, this is a very well-rounded upgrade that I would definitely check out. When it comes to the construction on this, you are getting very durable aluminum panels that are also lightweight, and that's going to come in a hard folding tri-fold design. That aluminum construction gives the cover the strength and security that you want in a hard tonneau cover while keeping it manageable enough to flip up very easily every time you want access to the bed, and it clips together so it stays secure even when folded. As far as the pricing goes on this, it's coming in right around that low $800 price range. That's definitely more than a soft cover or just a generic flap, but it's a fair price when you consider that you're getting a hard panel security system and a low profile custom look, better durability, and a more premium overall setup for the bed that can look like it came from the factory. When it comes to the install on this one, it's getting rated just a simple 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and you can get this job done in only 45 minutes of your time. Now, let's see exactly how this install process goes with a quick video from one of our AmericanTrucks customers.
So the only thing I used from my home that wasn't in the box was an adjustable wrench, a box cutter, a pair of scissors, and a little Phillips flathead. But other than that, that's it. The first step is going to be this one. So when I'm looking at this, they come, if you look, they come a little bit, they're not flush. So you're gonna have to take your Allen wrench, give it a couple twists until it's loose, and you can twist it with your finger. So this does not go on the end with the cap on it. It goes on this exposed end right here. And this exposed end also has this little foam piece. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just lift up this foam piece just a little bit. And we're gonna slide it in just like that. Push that foam piece back. And it's gonna be loose because we're gonna have to move it around further on in the install. The next step is to install the striker, this piece on the other side. If we come here, this is the striker. As you see, it's flush. So you're gonna take the Allen wrench, or it's not flush. I'm gonna take my Allen wrench here, give it a couple twists until I can twist it with my finger low enough to where I can slide it. Sometimes you might have to take this cap off, but most of the time I feel like I can get it without having to take that piece off. Yeah, there we go. So then I'm also gonna leave this loose because you have to move it later on in the installation. So now we're gonna install this piece right here. And it just slides right in just like that. We're good to go. So now I'm just gonna do the same thing with the other one. Just like this. Okay. I'm gonna start with this plate right here. And do this while I'm over here. As you can see, it just goes on one way. All this you're doing without any tools. You can do this really with your fingers. Maybe it's set for loosening the screws. So. Now we're gonna move on to step 3 next. This is what they're talking about in step 3. And if you look at my truck bed, right here, the edges are gonna be flat. So it's not gonna be an issue with mine. But it does say cut it into, I got a ruler on my truck bed. So I'm just gonna stick it right here. And looks like it's 40 inches. So 40 divided by 6 is a little bit over 6. Instead of using my box cutter, I went and got some scissors so I don't damage the back of my truck. So I'm just gonna come down here. If you don't have this on your truck, obviously, you can just get a measuring tape. I'm gonna go to 6 inches. Cut here. I don't think it has to be exact. It's not saying it doesn't have to be a real exact thing. So I'm just gonna cut as many as I can. There we go. That one's a little bit longer, it's fine. That's step 3. Next, we're gonna go on to step 4. So for this, I'm gonna need, obviously, the rail, 2 clamps, and our wrench. We'll go ahead and put the clamps in here. Go ahead and put the rail in here. Obviously with the tube towards the front. Now we're gonna get in the tailgate. So I'm gonna start with the front installation here with the tube side. You're gonna want to make sure this rail is gonna be on the outside of your installation. So you wanna just sit the bed rail on top of your truck, just like that. And as you see, my bed, it has an indentation here. And if you look over here, you got an indentation over there as well. So I'm gonna put 1 clamp here and 1 clamp here. So, starting with this clamp. It's pretty loose already, so. If you see right here, there's a little indentation here for this part of the clamp right here. And then this part is gonna go on the back side over here. So we're gonna do it just like this. It's gonna be easier to get this in here first. I'm gonna twist as much as I can with my hand. And the wrench. Lefty loosey, righty tighty, obviously. So it's decently mounted in, but now I'm gonna do my rear one. And when I do my rear one, I'm gonna tighten that first. And then I'll tighten the front one as well. So. This would be a good position right here. And you're gonna wanna make sure this striker is on the outside and this striker right here is gonna be on the inside. Okay, now this back one's pretty tight. One more. Front one. That a little tight. I believe that's going to be tight enough for the front and the back. These can still be loose to move because they're not finished with the installation yet. Okay, we just did the right side and now we're just going to literally do the same thing on the left side. You need your 2 clamps, wrench, obviously your rail. Just gonna loosen these real quick before I get started. Give it a couple twists. Okay. Okay, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start here on the edge, and you're not gonna stretch it out too much because you don't want to pull it. You're just gonna kind of just lay it on there. So I'm just gonna start here on the edge. I'm just gonna go over the edge ever so slightly just in case, because I got a little bit of room. It's not 100% straight, but in the end, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. So, make sure everything's nice and there. I'll take my scissors and cut it right there. Okay. If I need to, I'll cut a little bit more off later, but I think this should be okay. So I've left this in the box. It's really not too heavy, maybe 25 pounds. I'm gonna try and do this by myself. I do have someone here helping me. Obviously they're filming. And if I need their help, I'll address that in the video, but I'm gonna try and do it by myself just in case you don't have anybody to help you. So. So if you come back here, there's some straps back here that are fastened, just buckles, literally. And unbuckle. Hold this one down. Hold this one down like that. And I do believe we're on there. So now we're moving on to step 7. Which is going to be putting these on. So if you remember, way back at step 1, I left those, the front support plates, I left them loose. And so now in this step, we're going to end up tightening them because we're going to have to put these bolts on through the tonneau cover, through the front support plate, and then tightening them up. So this is going to be a little hard to see what I'm doing, but we're going to, I guess I'm gonna flip this up. Just while I do this one particular step. What I'm gonna do right now is line up the front support plate to the hole on top of the tonneau cover that I'm gonna put the bolt through. You need the mini Allen wrench for this. You don't need the wrench. So you're just gonna move this front support plate right on top of this bolt hole. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. All right, so you're gonna move this here. And this is where you're gonna end up tightening this. That's pretty good. All right. Okay, I got that one done. And now I'm just gonna do the exact same thing on this side. Pretty simple. Okay, so now we're gonna just put this bolt in the top of the tonneau cover through the front support plate. This is step number 7. Okay, so now it comes just like this. What you're gonna wanna do, take this pin out, unscrew it. The only thing you're gonna want on there is the rubber washer. Now that you got all this off, I'm gonna sit all this other stuff on my tailgate. Take the bolt. If you look right here, there's a hole in the top of the first panel of the tonneau cover. You should just be able to stick it right through if you line everything up correctly. So, now when I get in, actually before I get in, I'm gonna go ahead and put this other bolt in so I don't have to get out of the truck again. Same thing as the first one. Line it up right, it should just stick right through. If you have trouble getting it in, you may have to adjust your support plate. So you're gonna wanna start with the metal washer, or actually you start with the small piece right here. Then the metal washer. And this piece right here. Okay, I don't think it needs to be too much tighter than that. I'm gonna put my little clip in here. This is just to keep everything on, just I guess in case of emergencies. There we go. Same thing, small ring first, metal washer second. Twisty piece. Just be careful when you're doing this. Okay, almost there. Okay, put the pin in, and we will be done with this step. Okay, so the next step would be to make sure the middle bracket lined up with this release right here. And turns out it already did, so I didn't really need to adjust anything. If yours doesn't line up, then you would just need to get your Allen wrench, twist this out just like you did that one right there, and this one back here, and just readjust it to where this little piece aligns with this right here. Once it does, you tighten it up, mine's good to go. So, the next step I'm going to do is just attach these little safety clamps right here. Easy peasy. And then when they go to this clamp right here, you'll see a little gap. And you just put it right in. And the next step is going to be adjusting your final, just like you have this middle one right here, you're going to do to this one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this third compartment just to see what it is. And then I'm going to slide my clamp up. So I'm pulling down while I'm adjusting this to make sure. Once it's there, this is going to be good right here. So I'm going to just give it a couple turns. Okay, just until I get the other one. And you're going to want to make sure you get this close to the center as possible. Okay, now let's go back to the first one over here, which I didn't tighten very tight just to make sure. One more little tug. Okay, so now close your tailgate.
That wraps up our review and install of the Rough Country Off-Road Hard Low Profile Tri-Fold Tonneau cover for the 2015 and newer Canyons with a 5-foot short bed. And for all things Canyon, keep it right here at American Trucks.